Hello everyone, it is Christmas Day and I am here alone. We're here, we're grinding. I know, again, we haven't uploaded anything. We uploaded that video of Trevor, which is an absolute beast, by the way. I then proceeded to crash it. I'll put a clip in. Please ignore Jack screaming, it's quite girly. After that, we've taken out a couple of times in the ice, but it just really hasn't been very icy. I mean, it's Christmas Day and it's 10 degrees Celsius, which is like pretty warm. I'm working on this piece of shit. Basically, the reason why I haven't been uploading anything is because, I'll show you. It's just been like boring stuff, like sanding and like filling and then more sanding and then etch primer. I do plan on filming the process of painting this. I just wanted to get everything to a stage where it's like ready and then we can go through the painting process, because like stuff like this, all it's been is me sanding it, primering it, flattening it, finding some tiny little imperfection, reprimering it, you know what I mean? Like, so basically, just to keep you up to date, that's ready. The front bumper's ready. The wings are ready. The side skirts are ready, which are there. The doors are pretty much ready. The body still needs a bit of work. The boot needs quite a lot of work. The wing's ready. And the bonnet, I discussed what went wrong in the last video, but I almost had it perfectly flat and then noticed a very slight dent, tried to fix it, made it worse. So Dan's going to come and refix that because that's just out of the question. It's not good. So I may end up getting a carbon bonnet, who knows. The purpose of today's video is I'm going to try doing a bit of my own fabrication. Now, I've got very minimal experience with welding and stuff. Like, I've welded maybe 2 things and it wasn't car related. But essentially on the Supras, there's usually quite a thick box section crash bar that goes across the front. Obviously, this is naturally aspirated originally, so it wouldn't have had an intercooler. The twin turbo models have a side mount intercooler. I think it's on the other side actually. So there's usually nothing here. And the stock bumpers have got more room, I think. But I know that a lot of people, when they put aftermarket bumpers on, remove the front crash bar. I never had a front crash bar because I've always had a Redox bumper. Obviously, if I rear end someone, the first thing that's going to go is this. Well, obviously that'll crush, a radiator, yeah, it's just going to be a mess. So I can't produce anything that's going to be as structurally sound as the original crash bar, but my idea is to use some of the tube that Matty bought to create his front crash bar, and like the front tubed end, to basically just make quite a big thick tube that goes straight across here that at least will take out some of the impact and bend before something else bends, if you know what I mean. I'd rather the tube bend than that bend, you know what I mean? Just in case anything happens. And at least it's a bit more legit there, isn't it? So here's the plan. I've got this thick boy bar that Matty used. Oh, it appears to have a slight bend in it. Basically, Matty tried to use this on the pipe bender, but it was way too thick. Then there's this box section. I think it's just some old racking, but it's quite thick. So that'll go onto there. It'll be like that long maybe. And then just out of some sheet steel, make a plate that'll bolt to them 3 points there. Then the bar will come out, go straight across. I mean, it's not going to be very strong, but that's like the point of it. So it like takes some of the force out. You know, the whole point of a crash bar. Yeah. I've stolen Jack's area as there is adequate lighting and my area is quite full at the minute, so thanks Jack for donating your area without even knowing. I have pre-cut my sheet steel mounty boys and marked off the holes. I don't know if this is the correct way of doing things, but there's me drawing. Bang, bang, bang. I haven't even got a dedicated a holy boy. This is just a punch that I'm gonna attempt to get a centre with and then drill the fucker. Job's a good one. So that is an absolutely fuck all. So since that's done fuck all, we're just gonna have to send it with a drill. As you can tell, I do quite a lot of metal fabrication. I've got a Ryobi drill and some Lidl drill bits. So that sort of tells you how prepared I am for this situation. my little special drill bit set has actually got 2 of each of the smaller drill bits, which you obviously snap quite often, which I think's a fantastic thing. I'm going to take this to the vice so I don't drill Jack's bench. WD-40 to stop yourself fucking overheating and all that. Let's send it. It's alright, I didn't start the drill though. So that's a proper job that. It's not even in the middle, but you get the idea. And that's how you get holes in 2 things. You use the first one as a template. I was just test fitting the old Biddy Bad Boy plate on the ting. And yeah, that just had to shear off on me, so fucking man. Somehow, this one's sheared as well. But anywho, this is what I had in mind, but with a 3rd bolt there. So now I need to make the 2 pieces that are going to stick out from here, out of that boxy boy. And then I can cut the bar to length and weld that. It's going to be basic, but it's my first bit of proper fab work, so. I've cut my first piece. Unfortunately, it does have some holes, but I can just slam some fucking welding there, it'll be right. I've cut these to 65mm long. I'm then going to weld these directly onto there, and then cut a V channel in this side so that it slots around the steel, like that. And I can get a good weld all the way around, because otherwise you can have a big gap to fill. I'm not going to measure it out because I can't be arsed. I'll neaten it up a bit. I'll take off the high side. Try and flatten out a bit. Maybe I should have measured it. In hindsight, but it's a learning activity, isn't it? This is what I've ended up with. Well, I haven't welded it yet, but you get the idea. I know it's not very pretty. To be fair, it's sort of what I had envisioned, but I didn't think it looked this shit. But at the end of the day, it's going to do its job. So that's going to be like here, and then the bar will be then across, if you get what I mean. Yeah, it's all looks cool, I guess. I should be kind to myself. I mean, this didn't come out perfectly, but I've put them next to each other, and they're pretty much the same height. And then the other thing I need to do is ensure that they're straight on here. And I know Jack has some little magnet things that you can like position them, but I think they're locked away, so might not be able to use them. But I'll get the rest of it tacked up. I'm not allowed to use a gas welder yet because it's low on gas, so I'm just going to tack it with flux core, and then when we've got some more gas, I can give welding a proper go. And I'd rather do it when someone else is here to sort of walk me through setting up the gun and stuff, because I'm not really sure how you do it properly. I mean, they're not great, but as I say, it's only tacking in it, so it'll help me get an idea of what I need. Yeah, it looks alright, I guess. Right, I'll mark out this one so I know where the middle is again. This one's on piss. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to recut that end because it's not fucking flat. It's like on a slight angle, so I'll redo that. Right, so I don't think I need to do 4 tack welds. I think 2 will be strong enough. So it'll look a bit better. This one ain't on the piss anymore, really. The last thing to do is to now mount these on the car, and then I can put the bar on and sort of see where I want it to be. I've marked on the pipe where it sort of needs to go. There. I can't see anything at the minute. Hang on. Oh, here we go. I'm going to attempt to just put some tacks on the top, just hold it in place, and I can reevaluate. That looks fine. Christ almighty. Right. You've never seen anything quite like this. This is why you subscribe to the SATTIRE YouTube channel. To see professionals that know exactly what they're doing. Right, that's done absolutely nothing. Other than the dodgy ass welds, this is what I intended. So yeah, I couldn't really get any heat in this. I mean, as I say, it's just a tack. And that's pretty outrageous. Don't worry, the finished product won't look like this. This one went alright though. So I'm just gonna quickly double check everything, because make sure everything's even and straight. But oh yeah, and then the last thing, put the bumper on, just make sure it doesn't obstruct anything. It would be cool maybe to, in the future, I don't know, maybe put some strengthening brackets in here. But the whole point is I want this to break before that, so it sort of takes away some of the impact. Look at that fitment there. Like a glove. So it is quite a bit closer than I wanted. I'm not sure what this is going to entail for when the wings are on and the bumpers flush up against the wings. However, in the future, I can just cut like diagonally across there, I guess, when the car's painted. But this side seems to be all right, so I don't know whether it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna check the measurements though, make sure it's not like further out this side, causing that. But maybe it's just because the bumper's not on properly, you know. But yeah, this is a pretty rewarding moment. So I'm using this point here as a reference. Oh shit. So this one's about 112 mil, which I think is quite impressive for my first go. Oh no, there you go. Hang on, focus, there we go. 101. So I'm within a mil. Each side, this way, which I think is quite good for my first go. These are almost identical as well. 40 mil in from this face to this face. 40 mil. I know it's not the prettiest looking thing in the world, but you know, it's functional, isn't it, I guess. I've just showed James, and he did bring up a very good point that this is probably too thick for what I'm looking for in terms of bending. Because obviously this won't bend, so these two will sort of push inwards. So in hindsight, maybe a thinner tube would have been better, but I mean, it's done now, isn't it? It's better than having nothing there, which is what I had originally. So there we go. 'Tis day 2 of the project, and James has kindly lended me his welder. Whoa! I'm going to attempt to weld it. I've just left it on the settings that he was using, but I may ask him to come and help choose the proper things, because I don't really know what I'm doing. Let's see.
I just aim in the centre and just go like that, just give it a little whirl as you're kind of going back through it, almost like a backwards triangle.
So the wire speed has now gone down a half step.
It might be worth just going for a full weld, mate.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
But what you obviously feed it back. Do you know what I was saying?
I like doing the little C's, that's how it worked from last time.
Okay.
Alright?
Yeah, it's a good weld, mate.
This first weld was just me trying to tack little sections, one at a time, and then this one was me actually pulling it across, which looks a lot better. Obviously it's not amazing, but it's a good start. So I'm going to try and do this side now, and the other side, and then I'll update. So the bottom one I'm quite happy with. Came out quite nice. Penetration is good. The tube, however, it's not pretty, but you know, what can you expect first time? So yeah, probably a little bit of a grindy to make it clean up a bit. Okay, so I forgot to record fully painting this, but I've like just give it a few coats and then run out of paint, so I managed to get pretty decent coverage. They don't have to look decent, just give it a bit of protection. But there we go, finished product. I'm gonna have to leave that 24 hours to dry. That concludes this video. Finito. Please, if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. If you've got any tips and tricks for my little escapade, please leave in the comments. check out the other videos on the channel. And yeah, smash the button and all that.